Today we are analyzing 5 fixtures from different competitions, and each one represents a different football situation. Some matches depend on home advantage. Some depend on discipline and patience. Some depend on tempo and transitions. And one depends on attacking mentality from both sides. The goal is not just predicting results, but understanding how the matches will likely unfold minute by minute. When you understand match behavior, outcomes become clearer. Let's begin. Southampton FC vs Queen's Park Rangers. This fixture looks tight and tactical rather than open and dramatic. Southampton at home usually prefer structured control instead of chaos. They attempt to dictate rhythm early, moving the ball carefully and pushing opponents backward gradually. Their objective is not necessarily quick goals but territorial dominance. By keeping the ball in advanced areas, they reduce the opponent's confidence. Queen's Park Rangers often approach away matches cautiously. Their defensive organization becomes the priority, especially early in the game. They try to stay compact and avoid conceding first because chasing the game away from home exposes weaknesses. Because of this, the first half may appear slow. The home side circulates possession while the visitors defend patiently. Clear chances may be limited in the opening stages. The turning point usually comes through persistence rather than sudden creativity. Continuous pressure leads to small defensive errors, a misplaced clearance, a late reaction, or a positioning mistake. Once the home side scores, the dynamic changes completely. The visiting team must advance slightly, which opens spaces that did not exist before. However, they still may struggle to create consistent opportunities. This feels like a controlled match rather than an explosive one. Prediction: Southampton win. Correct score: 1-0. Middlesbrough FC vs Leicester City. This is a more balanced contest. Middlesbrough at home play with strong structure and defensive awareness. They do not rush forward unnecessarily. Instead, they build phases carefully and rely on discipline to keep matches close. Leicester away from home often attempt to control possession but can struggle when opponents remain organized. If they cannot break defensive lines early, frustration grows and the tempo becomes slower. This creates a match where chances arrive in moments rather than waves. The opening stages may involve both teams analyzing each other rather than attacking constantly. Neither side wants to concede first because recovering against a compact defense is difficult. In matches like this, a single goal often decides everything. Once the lead changes, the trailing team must take risks and the match opens slightly, but only late. Because of home structure and balance, the home side has a small advantage, but avoiding defeat feels more realistic than dominance. Prediction: Middlesbrough win or draw. Correct score: 1-0. Amazulu FC vs Mamelodi Sundowns. Now we move to a completely different type of game, one where tempo matters more than caution. Amazulu at home try to compete physically and emotionally. They will attempt to disrupt rhythm and make the match competitive through pressure and intensity. Mamelodi Sundowns, however, usually control possession and tempo. Their matches involve movement, passing patterns, and sustained attacking phases. They are comfortable dictating the pace rather than reacting to it. Because of the difference in styles, the game will likely contain moments for both teams. Amazulu can create chances through transitions and pressure situations. Sundowns create chances through structure and build-up. This combination usually produces goals because neither team relies only on defending. Even when the home side sits deeper, counterattacks remain possible. And when the away side pushes forward, defensive gaps appear. This does not feel like a low-scoring tactical battle. It feels like a match where both sides will find opportunities. Prediction: over 1.5 goals. Correct score: 1-2. Inter Milan Primavera vs Real Betis Juvenil. Youth matches often behave differently from senior matches. Instead of caution, you usually see attacking intent. Defensive discipline is less consistent, and matches swing rapidly in momentum. Teams are willing to push forward, even when leading. Because of this, goals often come in clusters rather than isolated moments. Inter-youth teams typically play progressive football, moving forward quickly once possession is regained. Betis youth sides often rely on technical play and attacking combinations. When two offensive approaches meet, defensive structure becomes secondary. Even if one team takes the lead, the opponent continues attacking rather than protecting the scoreline. These matches rarely stay closed for long periods. Instead, momentum changes several times. Prediction: over 2.5 goals. Correct score: 2-2. Bayer Leverkusen vs Olympiacos FC. This is a match about control and professionalism. Leverkusen at home usually apply consistent pressure through movement and structured attacking phases. They aim to control territory rather than simply react to opponents. The Olympiacos away from home often remain organized defensively, but maintaining focus against constant pressure is demanding. Over time, defending deep leads to gaps appearing. The first goal is critical. If the home side scores, the visiting team must open up slightly, which creates additional space. Unlike chaotic matches, this looks like a measured performance. The home side should dictate tempo while limiting dangerous counters. Prediction: Leverkusen win. Correct score: 2-0. Each fixture represents a different football scenario. A controlled home performance. A balanced defensive battle. An open tempo-based contest. An attacking youth match. A structured European test. Understanding. Match type helps avoid surprises. Final selections. Southampton vs QPR. Southampton win, 1-0. Middlesbrough vs Leicester. Middlesbrough win or draw, 1-0. Amazulu vs Mamelodi Sundowns over 1.5 goals, 1-2. Inter U19 vs Betis U19 over 2.5 goals, 2-2. Bayer Leverkusen vs Olympiacos. Leverkusen win, 2-0. Analyze the match style, not just the teams. Good luck.